Hello guys, hello and welcome to Sim UK. This is my first ever Euro Truck Sim 2 career mode episode. In this episode I'll be creating a new company. I'll be transferring all of this up here is my Sim UK ProMods test. So I test all my mods and everything in here, and then if they work they go into the main one. So yes, let's create a new profile today. I know it's not the most... A lot of you won't like the Iveco, but I don't know, I always do. I think it's because it's the first truck I drove when I first played this game. Let's go for that one. I wish you could add more company logos. I had a try at adding in my own company logo, but it didn't really work out. So maybe I'll try that again another time, but for now at least, we'll settle for that. I think I know how to do it. I focused on the wrong thing last time. What should we call the company? Sim You Keep Trucking. Nope. No. Or just maybe Sim UK Trucking. We'll just do that. No point trying to be clever. Just go something normal. Right. Now, I've decided to come over here because we've got ProMods running. We have Brest. We have this like extension to France. So I'm gonna grab excuse me, I'm gonna grab Brest because I'd quite like to have a look around the French DLC. I've got the Italian DLC as well, that being said. Vive la France and Italia. We've got both of those, so if I start up this end, we can just work our way down, I guess. Oh, I've just not picked it. Oh no, that's a nightmare. Right, well that was a bit disappointing. Balls. So where are we starting off now then, by accident? Paris. Is that our home base, Paris? Well, there are worse places to start off. I can always head down to Brest, that'd be quite a nice drive along the coast. Alright, we'll start in Paris. It wasn't intentional. And to be fair, you know, starting out, Paris is quite centralised to a lot of places, whereas Brest is a bit limited, I suppose. So yeah, maybe Paris by accident is actually a better choice anyway. Alright, we'll settle for Paris. Paris it is. So I'm just going to quickly go off and transfer all of my button binding configurations from my test profile to this one, and I'll be back to drive very soon. So hopefully I've transferred my configuration file over correctly and this will all work. Doesn't usually work out that way for me, but hopefully that's going to be the case. I thought I'd just show you what mods I'm currently running. So you can see I've got all the Pro mods here. We've got the trailer pack, the company definition pack, and the internal, the additional models, the cabin accessories. That's what I was trying to say. In addition to that, this is a company I made. I don't know if that's going to work or not, but I'm going to leave it in just to see if it does. The Iveco Stralis Realistic Dashboard, because I think that looks pretty smart. Not that we're driving that at the moment. AI Traffic, Bus Neoplan Tour Liner, City Lighting, that makes it look a bit more realistic. Sizel's Flat UI, which I highly recommend. Real Advertisements, just this random trailer that I quite like the look of. DP's Realistic Traffic. Now I've got two traffic mods here, Spectrum Modifications and DP's Realistic Traffic. I kind of like bits of both, but Spectrum Modifications, I tend to find quite often cars coming head on towards me, AI cars on the wrong side of the road, and I don't know which one I'm going to go with, so we'll be swapping between the two until I decide. Longer yellow lights, just because I think it needs to happen. The massive wind turbine. Sizel's Mega Pack, this is for cabin accessories again. I'm testing out a few GPS mods to see which one I like. That one shouldn't be on. That one's temporarily off. Service staff instead of the hovering box. I don't know why, I just kind of prefer that. Again, a GPS test. Simple coloured map for ProMods, that's important. Xenon lights, this is a background, tunnel background. There's obviously a background. That's it, that's all I'm running at the moment. And as we progress through the game, I also have connected to my, what's it called? World of Trucks profile. So you can see we're level 0, distance driven 0 miles. So here we are then, Gay Paris. Welcome to Euro Truck Simulator 2. Hit enter to continue. At last you have a chance to experience your dream job, driving a truck. Your own transportation company is now open for business, but sadly you lack the money to buy a truck. For now you'll have to work for other companies as a driver for hire. Your task is to safely deliver a load of chewing gums to Wilnet Transport Dock in Rheims. Your employer has provided you with a vehicle and will cover all expenses. Don't let anyone down and arrive on time. Okay, so we've got our UTC2 head tracking on today. Working very nicely, having no issues at all, which is wonderful. Well, I say no issues at all. My wheel isn't actually working, which is a bit of a concern, seeing as I've just copied over all of my profile. One hopes I haven't overwritten the wrong one. Oh, I laugh, but inside I'm panicking. So we've got the webcam on today, got a G29, I've got a Cytec side panel. Now, I would love to have a proper trucker's shifter knob, but they're like 150 quid or something ridiculous. Yes, I think we've got it. Okay, gravy. So, yes, I'm fairly new to well, not new to ETS2, but I don't play it very often. So there's going to be a bit of a learning curve for me, no doubt, in certain areas. I will be using the, what's it called? I will be using the Scania 12 plus 2 speed setup. Now, because I don't have the shifter thing, because they're too expensive, I'm having to use the Cytec side panel lever here. So pushing up will switch between the ranges, and pulling down will switch between high and low gear. So it's a bit of it's more complicated actually, because I'm having to use both hands in order to drive the truck. It's not ideal, but it does certainly add to the level of realism for me and immersion. So over here on the G29 shifter, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in position 1 is reverse, in position 2 is crawler, in position 3 is, I think, neutral. But I've got that set up to be my handbrake, so that's what I'll be using that for. Position 4 is actually gear 1, high and low. Position 5 is 2, and 6 is 3. So that's how that works. Now, not all trucks are set up to be Scania 12 plus 2 speeds. So what I will do progressively is swap between the shifter layout, bearing in mind whichever truck we choose to drive. Now I'm going to do things a little bit, shifter layout behavior is advanced, and shifter fast split is on clutch press like European trucks are. So that's the reason for that. So I mean, that's about as ultimate realism as I can get in this truck. I won't be using this. I will be using the dash only sat nav, which you can see here. Now, unlike most people, let's get this underway. Oh god, what have I bound my map to? I'm in a Scooby-Doo. Let's just have a quick look here. Now this is going to be a short run because it's the very first one. You can see, yes, we're going from here, from Paris down to Rheims, and I might do a little detour up here just to unlock this stuff, because obviously when you start off you don't have anything unlocked at all. So a minor diversion is quite acceptable, I'd say. I could even come down here. We go that way, and then we've unlocked all of that, because I can't see myself going back here anytime soon. It seems like a good opportunity to do that. Now, unlike most people, I think this game is too easy. I think the whole career element could do with a massive overhaul, in my humble opinion. Let's just get handbrake off into crawler gear. And we're away. A very, very first transportation Nina Trans chewing gum, which is fantastic. Now there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to discuss. Obviously I won't be having these things up. Go away. Get out onto the open road and then I can consider discussing the process. So what happens is, once you've driven, I think, 2 jobs, let's get ourselves up into high gear. Once you've driven sort of 2 jobs, you're I like this Iveco, I've got to say. I do like this Iveco. We're turning left here? No, the next one. Once you've got a couple of jobs, the bank kind of offer you, I think, 100,000 or something, which is just ridiculous. I can't see any bank just giving £100,000 to any random truck driver just for the sake of them, you know, in the possibility that they might one day own a very successful company. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive as a Renault truck dealer discovered. I've had Renaults for years, and I heartily 100% recommend you don't ever buy a Renault. Horrible cars, horrible company, nothing good to say about Renault except for Renault in F1, which are spectacular, but no, Renault not likely to be in this game much for us, unless you specifically want to see a Renault. This is kind of the thing, I suppose, is whilst I am playing the career, I would like you guys to get involved. So if you know of any mods that you think I should take a look at, let me know in the comments section. I'll happily go check them out, and I'm correlating all of my tests for mods into an Excel sheet, which I'll make available to you just as soon as I can. And I'll put obviously we're running ProMods. That seemed to be quite a popular idea, so I've done that. So I'll be testing each mod that I use and putting my feedback on that sheet so you can have a look. And I'll probably be having a look out for some new stuff myself as well. And also, unlike most YouTubers, I have the trailer stability to minimum, which means I do have to be careful. Come on, red car, get out of the way. And also the brakes are set to minimum as well, so I do need to have my wits about me. Now you can see here that I'm having to use both of these stick shifters in order to go up through the gears. I've had a bit of practice, maybe a couple of hours practice, so I'm okay, but I do still have these moments where when I want to go into second, I just go into third up here and put the handbrake on, and yeah, I do still make mistakes. It is early days. I'll get more used to it. And maybe, you know, if the channel takes off a bit more and I actually start making a bit of money, because at the moment I make like £100 a month, which is, it might sound like a lot, but that's absolutely nothing. When you consider all the equipment I have to buy, the electricity I have to pay, the games I have to buy to make reviews and stuff. Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't pay for itself at the moment. So I can't start investing in anything else. I have to be very careful with our money. So, but you know, one day maybe, possibly, we'll get a proper shifter and things will improve, and it'll be even more realistic. But as it stands at the moment, that's not going to happen. which is a bit of a shame, but not the end of the world. And we've got this absolutely fantastic environment with which to enjoy and endure. And I'll be trying to use camera, you know, all the available cameras so that you get nice visuals and stuff. I've got a collection of songs that we can listen to on the radio. So if things get a bit difficult or boring, God, I couldn't figure out which lane I was going in then. Wow, this is pretty spectacular, isn't it? This must be Paris. Looks like Paris. Oh, stalled. I'm going left here, yes I am. So yeah, sorry, it's a bit mismatch, isn't it? My conversation. I do apologise. I distract myself quite easily. It's very difficult to concentrate on one thing, which is a major frustration. It's something I'm working on. So I won't be taking the loans. I will be fully working for other people, testing out as many different trucks as we can until we find one that we actually like. And then at that stage, once we've got enough money to buy our first truck, we'll be able to invest in one that we think we're going to like a lot. That's the plan. Now, when I say I'm not going to take any loans, I mean I'm not going to take any loans at the beginning because it'd be too easy. I'm trying to make this as realistic as possible. I think the loan system is far too easy. Which is why I'm not going to be taking it out at the beginning. But once we've got our first truck, maybe our second truck, then, you know, when it's starting to look like we might have the ability to become a successful company, then I think it's reasonable to approach the bank for a loan. You know, maybe to buy our first premises or to upgrade our first premises because we get the first one for free. Another thing that I quite dislike is that you just get this building for free. It's an irritation, but you know, I think more could be done with the career. I wish more was done with the career. Recruitment agency, cool. That'll be helpful in the future. And I've got to say, I mean, I may have had my reservations about this game in the past, purely because of corrupted profiles and all sorts of stressful things. You know, there is a bit of a learning curve for this game that I guess everybody has to go through. But in terms of development, I mean, SCS should be praised for a game that is so many years old now, still being so relevant in the modern gaming terms. I mean, just to point out how excellent this game is, Euro Truck Simulator 2 specifically, is that even though they brought out a new version, if you will, with American Truck Simulator, this is still the most popular of the two because it's just so good, and it is good. It wasn't when it first came out. I mean, it's had a lot of developments and enhancements. What is this car doing? Look a bit confused out there. Just going to have to sneak past you, I think. That is not a good place to park, love. So anyway, yes. Also, you know, this game is perfectly set up to allow you to get out the truck. And it amazes me that they've chosen not to do that yet. they could do it at any time. I don't think it would take that much development. Certainly less development than you know, Italia. Now I understand Italia makes the money, but you know, the ability to get out your truck wouldn't bring any cash to the game. But then they've included loads of stuff in the game that that has really improved things and cost, you know, nothing. There've been free updates, free patch updates technically. So, you know, I am a bit mesmerised that they haven't bothered to include that yet. Hopefully one day. I mean, I don't want to be walking around and picking up Easter eggs and any of that rubbish. I just want to be able to get out the truck, look at where I'm going to park, and make sure I can get in there, you know, get some visual marker points that I can aim the truck at and know when I want to stop and that kind of stuff. That's all I'm really asking for. Nothing too serious. That is annoying, because on the GPS there's only one road, but clearly there's two there. And just because one's shut off, it doesn't show on the GPS, and that confuses me. These are the kind of things I'm going to have to learn. Oh, he says, crunching the gears. So cool though, what they've done here. It really is spectacular. Wonderful driving experience. And now that they've included random events and special cargo, and you know, Italia, the Italia DLC has really made Italy look splendid. Vive la France DLC, that's made France look splendid. Excuse me. It's just absolutely astounding what they've done, and it still works so well. I mean, it's old. This game is old, but it was so good, so ahead of its time that, you know, it's still relevant now. More than relevant. It's spectacular. Veering all over the road there. That's the only problem. Do you know, another thing I'd like is if you could hit a button and just have a 30-second cinematic of what you've just done. That would be awesome. So anyway, I'm in no rush. The speed limit is 56, and I'm currently doing 70, which I think is about 56. Not entirely sure, because that's in kilometres, right? Yeah. Get my head tracking sorted out. Oh, bit of roadworks. Little inclusions like that. According to this, I'm coming across, so that bus needs to be getting out of my way. So the benefits of working for other, for other people means I don't have to buy a truck, which means it's all profit. There's no loan to pay off. I mean, this game is super easy. I don't think it's really possible to go bankrupt. I don't think I've ever seen anybody go bankrupt, which is a bit of a shame, because for all trucking companies that is a constant worry. Trucks are not cheap. You need to be making quite a decent amount of profit. I am contemplating using a more realistic economy system. I haven't seen one that... Oh wow, look at that view. this automatic. Yeah, looks like it. What's happened here? Is the engine cut out? That's random as heck. I must have let the revs drop too low when I was doing the external camera stuff. Okay, so yeah, in terms of experience, growth, and leveling up, I think you can still level up pretty quickly when you're working for somebody else. I don't think that's going to limit us at all. And even if it does, it just makes it a bit more realistic, I feel. It's far too easy in this game just to pick up a loan, buy a truck, and you get like a €300,000 loan, or £300,000 loan, whatever you're doing, whatever currency you're currently working in, you know, and then you're just away. I mean, it's almost impossible to fail, which is a bit of a shame, because that is not realistic. But there you go. That's the plan, guys. That's what we're going to be doing. Now, in addition to that, and apologies for not... My intention was always to live stream this episode especially, and the first few episodes. So I was thinking of doing like a couple of hours of streaming today, and getting the ball rolling that way, so I could communicate with you and discuss and chat and throw the ideas out to you. But unfortunately, you know, family dynamics sometimes don't allow for that. And that's what's happened today, basically. This needs to go out today, so as it was yesterday, I've got 5 hours in order to make this video. Excuse me. To make this video, edit it, render it, and get it uploaded to YouTube. Truck go. Having a few issues with the gears there, got it sorted out eventually. And then that very nice coach pulled in front of me and put his brakes on. Thanks so blinking much. Oh, copper pulled somebody over there. So yeah, it's still my intention. It's still going to be my intention to stream as much of this series, much of this career as possible. And I highly invite you, or heartily invite you, to come and join me whenever you can. Now, I know that's not always possible. I'm still learning a lot about Twitch. I seem to have gained quite a few followers. We've got well over 150 now, I think, which is absolutely fantastic. Thank you everybody who has decided to follow me on Twitch. I really appreciate that, and I will be repaying you with as much live streaming time as I can muster. But obviously family dynamics here sometimes make that rather tricky. God, nearly had an accident there, and then he's pulling across in front of me. Oh wow. Again, we're running the extra realism mod for AI vehicles, and yeah, so far I'm quite liking this. It's a bit more subdued than the other one I have, which I will show you as well. Mini panic there. As I said, my brakes are set to the least effective. So if I'm not quick on the brakes when they stop like that, we are going to have an accident. Wow, what's the hold up? Is it lights? Oh, it's traffic lights, yeah. We're coming off here. We don't have to worry about any of that. Looks like our first official delivery is coming up right about now. So yeah, I'll probably wrap it up here for this episode, but in the next one we will be presumably taking on our own... Is it in there? Taking on our own choice of job rather than being told which one to take. I hope it is in here because it looks a bit tight otherwise. Oh yeah. So we're set up, obviously, maximum realism. We are set up to randomly have a parking spot each time. This is going to be quite a tricky first one, because that building over there looks like it might be getting in our way a tad. Oh, goody goody gumdrops. I haven't really practiced my parking that much. I say I haven't practiced it that much. I have had about 2 hours practice time on the test run, but in all honesty, I didn't have one tricky parking option at all, not one. Now, I used to be quite good at this. But yeah, since my accident in 2009, I have a real difficulty in reversing things. Thanks, Alexa. When I say reversing things, I don't mean like physically reversing things. I mean in my mind's eye. So looking in the rear view mirror and understanding which way I'm looking is very difficult for me, unfortunately. Most frustrating because it's not something I ever had an issue with beforehand. Yeah, now this is the perfect opportunity to get out and have a look, because I know I'm going to hit that truck, but wouldn't it be nice if I could just get out and check? Yeah, I'm definitely going to hit that. See what I mean about this little building here? Do we have a front mirror? Yes, we do. Cool. Okay. About as close as I dare get. Straighten this little truck up. I think we're going to be in there like a glove. Splendid. First job, totally excellent. Driven 99 miles. Took 3 hours and 13 minutes in game. Fuel consumed 81.1 litres. base reward 99 miles, got us 2,048 money, 160 experience, plus 190 experience for parking the truck. Excellent. We are currently level 1 newbie. Let's progress, because I think now we get our building, don't we? This is my headquarters. Wonderful. It's a pretty basic garage. It may not be much, but it's a start. And it's totally free, which I detest. But there you go. Unfortunately, you haven't got anything to park here yet, so there are no trucks in sight. Once you've earned enough money and bought a truck, you will be able to move in the world freely and run your own business from here. Good luck. So, there we go, guys. This is the beginning. Have we got a skill to apply? We do. Excellent. We'll whack that on long distance. Lovely stuff. Actually, what does that give us? Let's just check here. Rank 1, deliveries up to 466 miles, 5% higher reward for delivery distances longer than 310 miles, and 25% experience bonus for delivery distances longer than 310 miles. So, we're aiming for 310 miles or more, basically, for the experience bonus, and obviously that'll unlock things much quicker. So hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. Hopefully you're looking forward to the career that I've mapped out. It is going to be different from everybody else's because I'm not taking the bank loan. It is going to be harder. Things will take longer, but we'll get to check out a lot more trucks because each time you take a job, you can pick a new truck. And you can, because you're not limited to starting from wherever your truck is, we can probably cover a lot more ground early on and hopefully earn more XP. So it might actually work out to be better this way. We don't know if that's how it's going to work out, but hopefully so. But whatever happens, I'm just going to enjoy it. I want this to be a chilled out, relaxed experience. And as and when I can, I will be streaming. And hopefully you guys can join me and chip in and we'll have a bit of a laugh, maybe, a bit of a giggle. And we can talk about anything. A long truck journey, you kind of want to have some interesting conversation. So hopefully you guys will be able to help provide that. And if not, we'll have to rely on me. So please turn up. Okay, that's it from me. Take care of yourselves till next time. Goodbye.